We interrupt your regularly scheduled program for this special report.
Are you ready? Hey, think you can tell us what to do? You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Well, you better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down. Degenerate into something fool. We just got tired of doing what you told us to do. That's a brace, boy. Yeah, that's a brace, little man. Break it down. Degeneration up.
Welcome back to Weston Hunt's History Lesson. I'm Dan Hunt. I'm with
Zach West, and today we got a special guest. This is Fred. Welcome, Fred. Today we're going to talk about Andrew Jackson and his Indian Removal Act, because we can see the set and the music used to be. Our Patreon, nobody supported it, we'll be back in a better room. But today, I want to discuss the bad things Andrew Jackson did with the Indian Removal Act. Starting out prior to it, there's a specific speech given by Cherokee Chief Elias Bondinot. I might butcher that, but it's okay. His argument and address to the whites, he talked about, like Native Americans, they're trying to integrate with the white culture to prevent, segregation, to prevent, oppression, to prevent all these bad things happening. What do you think of that, David?
I think it's a very good idea. It's just when we do things, when we try to integrate our culture together, there's a lot of issues that come from it. And Andrew Jackson seen that. I guess he knew those issues, and he wanted more land at the expense of these. At their culture, this was their land. This is their home that they've been here before we was.
Yeah, and I think that's such a horrible thing that for people, to realize that Andrew Jackson, of course it benefits the white settlers. It benefits everybody that is not Native American. These people have been here for years before them. They get kicked out for no reason, and then, they get brutally assaulted in many different ways. It's horrible. And for our next point, our next piece of evidence that we have for today's podcast to discuss, the second annual meeting where Andrew Jackson defended his, whole deal, talking about Alabama, Mississippi, that if the Indians stayed there, they would not prosper. Those states would not prosper, which I think is ridiculous at the same time. But, and he uses the rhetorical question, talking about how, would you rather have this land be trees with vines and people swinging around, or would you rather be, cities and like industrial factories? So what do you think about that?
Well, I think that from an economical standpoint, Jackson did a very good thing for America. We put jobs in for the people, the white settlers. We created our own form of, we didn't have to buy off people with these factories. We created our own resource. But in the process, we also hurt the Indian people and made them push them out of their land. So in reality, it's according to what you believe in. But today, I think that the economic part benefited us a lot. Because I don't know how it would be today if we left that land as is. Because if it was just trees and vines and stuff, it could have set us back hundreds of years easily.
And to our last part of the podcast today, I know on many fans this is a short episode, but we don't have a lot of, money. At the front of our power fund came back on, I think Jude subscribed to our Patreon. Really, he is. I really appreciate Jude paying for Patreon to get his lights back on. Fred is very happy over here, Fred is a big man with the podcast. He's doing the splits, but he's a little zesty, but we love him like that.
Yeah.
Right, Fred?
We found him behind a dumpster at CVS, and he was smiling at me, so he couldn't.
We can't leave him behind. Christmas is coming around. Anyways, off topic. So the final point that we have today is Worcester versus Georgia. Pretty much that case made sure that the indigenous people's lands, like the Cherokee, they cannot get mixed with the Constitution. So what do you think about that, David?
I think it was very good that we did it in that time frame, because I believe that if we had held it off for a couple of years, there would be no indigenous people left here. I believe they would have all either been killed or taken out of America completely. And I think it's important that we do keep the culture alive, the people who really are Indian and Native American, which is very important. But I also believe that it helped us economically grow, and I think that we gave them just the right amount of land.
And at the end of the day, it's history. We need to keep remembering these people. The people like we see, still see their TPs. We can see, the land that they made, their farms. Most of them, their settlements are just staying. It's beautiful, and they get to keep it like that. And that now Andrew Jackson is now supporting it financially, not ruining it all. Because originally, yes, you can look at it as economically helps. It gives Andrew Jackson more land, it gives more prosperity to America, but it's outrage against the people that were originally here for hundreds of years before they even got there. So I think what Andrew Jackson did with that was a very good decision. Well, today, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have. Once again, a short episode, but if we get the Patreon up for more, money, we can get a better studio than it don't even matter. We want to thank Highland County Chicago Cable for recording this, as our last person got fired because we couldn't pay him enough, but it's alright. Colin works for free, he's one of my dogs. We appreciate everybody who's watching right now in the classroom. Shout out Nathan Robinson in the back, and shout out Jack Austin in the back. We appreciate you coming out here today. Mr. Hunt, it's nice meeting you.
Shout out TJ, please give us a good grade on this. We worked very hard.
His grandma was dying, and we need extra time.
This is true.
So we're praying for her. Really, I'm praying for her. That's serious. So, we hope you enjoyed it today, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the Patreon. Play the